So only recently have we found that we're doing advertising, and we're really advertising because we're trying to be proactive. Certainly you all know what's going on in the economy, and it has affected us different ways in the different restaurants. But we can very cost effectively market to the 8,000 or 9,000 customers that we have, and when you're in one place you get a coupon for another place. We also try to be very, very technologically aggressive. You can find us on Facebook, you can find us everywhere, and we're getting much, much, much better with all those things. I am driven by the fact that when you Google bagels, we better be at the top, and when you Google breakfast, we better be at the top. And very lucky also, because from advice from my father, we have my father's always been a person that says, don't owe the bank money. And we don't have very much, if any, debt. And that really helps you when you're going through these kind of times. So I haven't, the bank gets paid first. Before we take money out of our businesses, you pay the bank back. So I think that it's really a test is what this is. This is a case study in management is what this recession is all about. And I think that it really will, shake all the industries and businesses.
Eddie just gave you a very short story. I live around the corner from here, which is one of the reasons we've gotten to be such good friends. I've watched this man transform this neighborhood day by day, hamburger by hamburger, coffee by coffee, breakfast by breakfast for the past 11 years. So what he gave you in a very short snapshot, I'm here to tell you, is a lot of hard work and a lot of sweat. And
we also have learned how to market to the colleges and the high school kids. We have texting lists for most of the private schools. We know when they're playing a basketball game on Charles Street at Gilman or Boys Latin or whatever, and we will send a text to, I don't know, Friends School, there might be 500 kids on our text list. And Gilman, there might be 300 kids on our text list. Loyola, we have about 1,200 on our text list. So we can customize the text for us to spend your money with. And that's really the motive and the motto right now. Thanks.
Thanks, Ed.
Sure.
Small token of ours.
That's okay.
The presentation, I think it was excellent. I think they found the perfect spot to come and find someone who actually has been there, done that, and knows how to give good advice on how we all can better ourselves from getting from the bottom to the top. And I think it was excellent. I think you should come back again, and he's a great presenter. He inspired me, a forensic major, to find a restaurant and own it. Thank you. And buy like 10 more and start my own chain. It's going to call Shamia LaQuisha Caribbean Restaurant.
It was interesting seeing how he came from. Well, I wasn't here from the beginning, so from what I heard, he bought out his neighborhood. He picked out different businesses around here and made them into something that the community can enjoy, like the school Loyola or Poly or all the private schools around here. So it's interesting how he was able to serve his community through the different restaurants.
Have you asked him what?
Also seeing how he diversified and each of his restaurants promotes the next restaurant. So it's good to see that, how he markets his own businesses and how he's adapted to technology through text messages and email. He gives, young people like us ideas on how to be good entrepreneurs.
It depends.
Okay, what's your major again at UB?
Marketing.
Okay, as a marketing student, how does it inspire you?
That's basically what inspired me, getting into, using technology as a form of marketing. Text messaging is very popular, email, which is very popular. Not only just, like he said, not just using the newspapers, they don't work anymore, so, you have to get with technology and get with the time, so it's effective marketing.
Wow, Eddie's presentation was great. He was very down to earth, and he was very personable. I thought that his entrepreneurship skills are great. I mean, he taught me, a thing or two about marketing, cross-selling, and just things that I didn't really think of. He has different locations for his lunch and his breakfast and his desserts and his dinners, and you don't think it would work, but they're so close, and they're right across the street from the college, and he thinks about the college students, which most people don't think about, and they forget about us a lot, and he is marketing straight to us, and I just thought that he was really great, and that he was just down to earth and thought about us first and foremost, which is always the best thing, I think, for a college student.
The initial idea that I had was to try to come up with a speaker series where I could involve a lot of the business student organizations, and we could bring in speakers that represented our various constituents. So bring in an entrepreneur, bring in a marketing specialist, bring in someone who specialized in finance, especially with the direction the economy was going. I was not able to coordinate that very well. I did not get a positive response and had to come up with something because we had the funding to bring a speaker. The Entrepreneurship Center brings a lot of speakers to campus, and I thought it would be, and alongside with the board, we thought it would be the best thing to do something different. And just one day I just thought it would be a great idea if we could have people leave campus and go to a different environment, and maybe that would spark a different kind of interest, unlike what other student groups have done. And so I approached our advisor, Jim Kutcher, and spoke to him, and I remember asking him, do you know any restaurant owner? And he recommended Eddie Duncan, who's the owner of Alonso's, Local Hombres, and a whole lot of other restaurants, including Miss Shirley's. So I got in contact with his manager, and was able to coordinate a number of things.
Alright, Chris, so tell us a little bit about CEO Club.
Where do I start? I think it's a question I can answer so immediately. But the CEO Club is basically, for those who don't know, the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization. It's a national organization, and we have a chapter here at University of Baltimore. And upon assuming the role of the president of the organization, my number one goal, alongside with Jim's, was to get a lot of students here at UB to understand the resources that are available to them as students. Jim, our advisor, emphasized that we need to get students to understand that they can not only come to UB and graduate with a degree, but come to UB, graduate with a degree in running business. And so that's the message I try to spread out about the CEO Club. But I've been able to put together a great executive team where we all work together, share our ideas, and contribute to the success of the organization. And some of the great things we've been able to implement this semester is, for example, a program, the Sales Lab. It was started last semester, and we're doing it a second time this semester. And basically something like the Sales Lab is basically a program where it allows for students to be able to practice selling, practice their sales skills, and basically they have a space allocated to them on campus for them to sell. We have another program called the e-lunch program. That's an initiative that I came up with, and I thought it would be great for students to be able to go out there and network with local entrepreneurs. By them going out there and meeting with them, all they had to do was put together a write-up and have an opportunity to win great prizes that we might be able to offer as an incentive for them to really go out there. So it's less about the prize, but more about them being able to go out there and build the network for themselves. Another idea that we're working on right now is the Business Plan Slam, which is basically taking the concept of an open mic porch and the concept of the elevator pitches and bringing those two together and creating a relaxed environment where we're encouraging students to come together and pitch business ideas within 2 to 4 minutes, judged by local business leaders, and they have the opportunity to win prizes again. Again, it's more about the exposure. It's more about building the confidence within the students. It's more about building building a buzz around the organization itself, and to offer something of value to our members and to the students here at UB, and let them know that there are opportunities and resources available for them to be able to take initiative and go about what they want to achieve for themselves, rather than waiting for somebody to help them get there. That they could actually use the resources available to them and take advantage of that and go about what they want to achieve for themselves. So I think what we're trying to achieve with the CEO Club is, I think it's great. I think it's useful to both business students and non-business students here at UB, and especially to the undergrads, and gives them the opportunity to take ownership of their future early. And so I encourage people who are interested to, feel free to get in contact with me. I'm willing to sit down and talk with you about some of the things the CEO Club is trying to do, and I look forward to the organization doing bigger and greater things in the future.